So if everybody can hear me, we're having a fundraiser for concussion research. And we have a couple celebrities with us right now. We have Marvin Washington. Marvin, are you there? If you're there, come online.
Oh, it's okay. We can do it from here.
It's video there.
And we have Mats Varen from Sweden.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great and then some. Sunny day in
Oh,
Stockholm.
fantastic. There you are. So what we wanted to do was ask you from your Sweden's top ranked chiropractor, in addition to being in the Martial Arts Hall of Fame. So we'd like to ask you, what was your experience with seeing sports injury and as it pertains to brain injury and CBD? What have you seen?
If we're talking locally here in Sweden, we have a really big issue since the laws are not, you're allowed to purchase CBD products, but you're not allowed to sell them in the country. So the sport athletes that are suffering from those injuries have to import the products themselves from abroad. So it's very hard to see any specifics there. But in the rest of Europe, we have a different scenario, and the concussion part is the people I met has a quicker convalescence time of rehabilitation to get back on the field after a concussion. So it seems like the leisures are less prevalent in a concussion after using CBD products. Did that answer your question, or did I just make things worse?
Well, it did answer my question, and it made things a little bit worse, because now we need to figure out accessibility. And if Marvin Washington is available as well to chime in. Marvin, are you live? Can you hear us? If you can, join in. So that's what we're aiming to do with CANNA World is figure out what's preventing people from accessing what they need and basically kicking in doors to get it done.
We are trying to get into the health ministry here to open up that door, but that's a long, hard, thick, big door to kick in. So it's been a challenge over here in Sweden, but it's so much easier for the rest of Europe, especially Holland and Italy and those countries.
Okay, and I just saw Dr. Chevalier. Dr. Chevalier, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. So,
great.
Fantastic. Dr. Chevalier is going to be running the research for this. Could you describe the body of research and just briefly, very briefly, we've got to move on to our next presentation.
Yeah, we're looking for people who are suffering from concussions, so players or veterans. A lot of veterans suffer from traumatic brain injury and concussion too. And we are going to use functional MRI, scan their brain before, do the treatment, scan their brain after. We'll be able to measure scientifically because nobody can argue against functional MRI. So it's going to be very scientific.
Fantastic. And Dr. Golda Joseph, are you online? Dr. Golda? Oh, there you are.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi, Dr. Golda. So briefly, I wanted the world to see your beautiful smiling face. Hi, she's coming to us live from Panama, making me think of that Van Halen song. So Dr. Golda's platform is Jade Health. And would you like to tell the world a little briefly what Jade Health does?
Yes, our mission is to integrate plant-based digital therapeutic medicine into mainstream healthcare. And that's been my mission for a long time. And now we have the technology that supports the ability to make that happen. And we'll talk more about it later in the day.
That's fantastic. Thank you. So with what Dr. Golda is explaining is her software is online. It's cloud-based. So that means researchers and doctors, practitioners, everybody that wants to participate in research, down to the people who are being a part of the research and providing their data to be quantified and qualified. That all flows through Jade Health. And we thank you, Dr. Golda, for bringing this wonderful technology to the world, because as everybody knows, to make this plant more accessible, as Matt was saying in Europe, it's great, we know it's available, but we can't access it. So the irrefutable data through this body of research is what we need to literally kick in doors. Marvin Washington, are you there?
Yep, I'm here.
There you are, my friend. How are you?
I'm doing well. How's everyone?
Everybody's great over here. So briefly, we have another presentation we have to jump to, but please tell us very quickly, what are you doing with the court case?
Right now, we just submitted a amicus brief to the court because in the district court, they were going to give it to the DEA. And if the DEA would have rescheduled it, then and move it from Schedule 1 to Schedule 2, then that would have put cannabis, everybody's cannabis business under FDA review, and that would have basically put us out of business. So we were asking the Supreme Court to take our case, our friends of ours, in that brief. And so we have a bunch of divergent groups and individuals that have signed on, from minority cannabis groups to LGBT groups to the Last Prisoner Project. We got individuals like Rachel Rapino and Isaiah Thomas, the Hall of Fame basketball player, doctors, cannabis doctors, nurses, and what have you, because we want to show that it's just not me and my 4 other plaintiffs. We want to show that there's a collective that want to do away with the unconstitutionality of cannabis being illegal. And so we submitted the brief. We got another time period where we're going to add some more people to it, and then we'll know by December or January whether we're going to be held, whether the Supreme Court's going to take us up for their session next June in 2021.
Great. Thank you so much for pushing this forward. What you're doing is going to open up accessibility on a very big scale. In addition
I truly hope so. I truly hope so.
In addition to the data that the entire CANNA World Expo group is pushing forward with this concussion research with Dr. Antoine Chevalier and also with Dr. Shaw through Jade Health, that's going to create a body of data that will explain how cannabis works with brain injury and the pathway to helping people overcome traumatic brain injury, and that it's possible. And we don't have to turn to opioids for a solution, because it's creating more of a problem than it is a solution. So thank you all for the coffee talk. And